Okay, so then for the final part of homework 4-4, we just have the final question, question 13. So electricity costs 6 cents per kilowatt hour. How much would it cost you to run a 120 watt stereo for 4 hours per day for 4 weeks? So the big reason that I threw this question back in is I want you to realize what the unit kilowatt hour actually represents. So before I get into the actual problem, think about power for a second. Well, power equals work over time, right? The standard unit for power is watts, right? The standard unit for work is joules, and the standard unit for time is seconds. Well, kilowatt hour, kilowatt is just 1,000 watts, right? So a kilowatt would be 1,000 watts, and then obviously an hour would be a measurement of time. So a kilowatt hour would be my power times time, which in other words would just be a form of work. So when they give us a kilowatt hour, that's actually just a form of energy. It's just a form of work. So don't get thrown off when you see that. It's just a different way of representing energy. So how much would it cost you to run a 120 watt stereo for 4 hours per day for 4 weeks? Well, as I look at this problem, I'm just going to convert 120 watts to kilowatts, so it is 0.120 kilowatts. I know how many hours and I know how many weeks, right? So I'm just going to figure out how many kilowatt hours I have. So I'm going to start with power equals work over time. I know that the power is 0.120 kilowatts. I'm looking for the kilowatt hours, and then I know that the time is 4 hours per day for 4 weeks. So if you just want to start by calling that 4, then my work, my energy in terms of kilowatt hours would be 0.480 kilowatt hours for each day, right? But then it's each day for 4 weeks, so I'd take that number times 28 days because there are 28 days in 4 weeks, right? And so I've got the total work, the total energy would be 13.44 kilowatt hours over that course, right? So this is how much total energy I've used, and then they give me the rate. They give me the cost of 6 cents per kilowatt hour, so I simply take that number and I multiply that by 6 cents, and so I end up getting, right, about 81 cents. So 80.64 cents, or if you prefer, right, $0.81, right? So obviously they'd round that up on us, but anyway, hopefully this question wasn't too bad. You definitely saw some of these last year as well, or in Physics 1 as well. But anyway, hopefully this one wasn't too tricky. So there's your last question for Unit 4, Homework 4.